had fractured his ankle. Has that been confirmed? And just what are your plans at that position? What are your options?
Yeah, Alex has got a fracture, so he'll be out. Aaron Stinney will start, and he's done a good job for us, so he's more than ready to play.
And I know, clearly the way you guys have been playing the last 5 or 6 weeks, certainly since the bye week, has been light years better, right, than early in the season. And we talked about some of those reasons, but the Saints, they've won 4, really 5 in a row, but every game since you've been here. What has been? Is there any commonality? Is it they've been better up front defensively? Like, where do you see their dominance playing over when you play them?
It's mostly been the turnovers. Turnover margin has been lopsided in their favor. We got to protect the football much better and stay balanced. The game here, we left the running game early, but just stay balanced and not turn the ball over.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
Yeah, over to Greg Allman.
Hey, Bruce, the idea of New Orleans trying to get 3 wins against one team in the same season, you've done that. You've been on the other side of it, trying to do that twice as an assistant. I just want to ask you what that challenge is like on their side and how much that third game can be different from the first 2 in your experience.
Yeah, I think it depends when you play them. If it's September and October, a lot of things change in a season. Players are in, players are out, injuries of all those type of things. The familiarity with the players, Marshawn Lattimore knows Mike Evans, and who's gonna win that battle. Same thing, Tristan Wirfs and Cam Jordan. I mean, it comes down to one-on-one battles of guys that know each other, and who's going to make those game-changing plays in this game.
Thanks, Bruce.
You bet.
Okay, we'll go over to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach. They made an announcement that Devin White and Steve McClendon will be back, or at least they've been activated from the reserve COVID-19 list. Just some of the things that you're most excited about potentially by having Devin back.
Well, first, let me say how good Kevin Minter played in those 2 ball games. He was outstanding, did a great job, tipped that ball, we got interception, but he's not Devin. And bring Devin's passion, his energy, his speed. Hopefully, he can get after the quarterback some, like he's been doing so well. So, you're bringing back one of the top players in the league.
And you guys kind of emphasized this all throughout the season. You kind of knew that the offense was going to be more of a build in season because you didn't have an off season. So I'm just wondering, especially with the way things seem to be clicking now, if you could pinpoint a turning point for the offense where you felt like, especially with Tom, man, like he's looking really comfortable here. Like things are really starting to click here.
Yeah, there were different moments. I don't think there was a moment, but obviously before the open day, we were playing pretty good. And then the second half of the Saints game, it's been on fire since then.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Bruce. Donovan Smith played one of his best games at Washington, showing he was up to the challenge blocking Chase Young. However, Donovan struggled at times against the Saints. Do you feel he can continue this high level of play in this third game against the likes of Hendrickson, Davenport, and others?
I don't think there's any doubt. He's a talented guy. And, I thought he blocked Chase Young as good as anybody's blocked him all year. And we need that same level of intensity out of him this week.
And then can you shed some light on Rojo in terms of not being able to go? Did he aggravate his quad injury in pregame warmups? What led to him not being able to play on Saturday night?
Yeah, it was, he looked fine Thursday and Friday. It was sore. And then I don't know if it was a plane or whatever, it swelled a little bit. And he didn't feel like he could open up. So he basically didn't play.
You anticipate him playing this week?
We'll wait and see.
Thank you, Bruce.
You bet.
Okay, we'll go to Joey Knight.
Coach, can you just speak to Gronk's selflessness the other night? He obviously became a critical blocker for you for the sake of the team.
Yeah, man, he's one of the most legit tight ends in the league because he can do both. And I wish he'd got his touchdown because that was a play that we were looking forward to getting and missed it by a couple inches. But Yeah, that's what he is. He's a football player. He's not a wide receiver. He's not a guy he does have a lot of stats, but he doesn't go into a game looking for stats. He looks in for wins.
And Todd Bowles is obviously getting a lot of interest for head coaching jobs, deservedly so. Does that cause any kind of concern or disruption for your preparation for this game?
No, especially with an extra day. I mean, he'll get him out of the way. And Todd's a pro, man. He knows how to get his team ready and do whatever he needs to do.
Thanks.
We'll go over to Ira Kaufman.
Hey, Bruce, you've been watching Breeze do his thing in New Orleans for 15 years, and every week somebody says you got to get in his face, you got to do the pressure up the middle. But, Bruce, nobody can do it. Nobody can do it. And you got Devin White coming back. Could he be a factor in terms of that inside pass rush for this game?
Yeah, you would hope so. But, again, the ball comes out of his hands so quickly. It's hard. You can get your hands up and maybe bat some balls around. But, I thought the Bears did a really good job of containing him other than that first drive where they played all that zone. But, they've got so many weapons, and he knows where that ball is going by the time his back foot hits. So if you're going to get them, you better get him there free.
And, Bruce, what's your concern level with Michael Thomas coming back and looks like he's regaining his form?
He's a heck of a player. I mean, the guy that scares me is Deontay Harris. He's something that's really, really fast. And when he was in there, it's a different ball game. Mike is a bruiser and a chain mover, but Deontay Harris he can go to the house quick.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll go over to John Romano.
Hey, Bruce, you mentioned the need to be more balanced on offense. A lot of that obviously had to do with falling behind in the two games, but how much of it is what they do on defense in terms of shutting down a run?
I lost the last part, John.
In terms of shutting down the run, how much of it is what they do on defense as opposed to you just being behind in the game?
Most of the second game was strictly behind. In the first game, we ran the ball pretty well at times, and it was the turnovers. I keep going back to the turnovers, but when we've played them in the last 2 years, we've turned the ball over too many times and given them too many opportunities. If we don't turn the ball over, it's a different ball game.
All right, we'll go over to Rick Stroud.
Bruce, this series has been kind of chippy over the years, and familiarity you just mentioned has a lot to do with that, right? So I'm just curious, like when a team has your number, when they've won 5 in a row as an organization, like is that a hurdle? Do they have more swag? Is there a little psychological hurdle you got to get over?
I don't think there's any more swag than our offense has. I guarantee you that. And you just have to. You can't get caught up in the finger pointing and the trash talking. You got to play football. And the Bears' young receiver got caught up in it and he got thrown out of the game. But It's going to happen. I mean, that's who they are. So you just have to deal with it and win your one-on-one matchups. But I mean, they have a ton of swagger and they should. They should.
And the emergence, where Brown is now from the first game he played was that second Saints game, right? I mean, he's a different player now in terms of his integration in your offense. Has that been sort of part of the transformation you're going through right now?
I don't think there's any doubt. He's back up to his normal playing speed and making plays, and it was so. Yeah, he's a different threat for us.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks.
We'll go over to Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Bruce, sort of along the lines of what Rick was just asking, obviously it would be nice to be at home and have that home game, but how much do your guys relish the opportunity to go out there and go to New Orleans and prove that those 2 games against this team are not who your team is?
Yeah, I think they're really, really looking forward to it. I mean, our guys are ready to play anybody, anywhere Saturday night, that's for sure. And, we all kind of had a feeling we knew where we were going. So it was just get yourself rested up, and this extra day is going to help get rested up because it's going to be a physical battle.
Time for a few more. We'll go to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach. I feel like each week, even going back to last season, your young DBs continue to grow and grow and grow. But I'm just curious from your standpoint, how you think that group has changed since that Week 9 game against the Saints.
It's been up and down. It's been up and down, and that was not their best game Saturday night, but I've seen them play really, really well, and I think we will get the best of them this week.
And I don't know how much they're getting reps during the week as far as good on good, but the addition of Antonio Brown, he's a different type of receiver than maybe what you had already had. His ability to stop and go. How much can that help? Going up against a guy like him in practice, especially against some of these DB or some of these wide receivers that are good with things like double moves, that type of stuff.
No, there's no good on practice until that's all training camp stuff. You don't do any of that this time of year because of injuries, but we've got pretty good scout team guys that are really capable of giving them good looks.
There's time for two more. We'll go to Steve Isbitz and then one from Scott Reynolds.
Coach, what can you say about the success of the screen game on Saturday and overall what you saw on the film from Leonard Fournette?
Oh, I thought Leonard played his best game as a Buck. They set that screen up perfectly. I was really disappointed in our wide receiver screens because we had a chance for some big plays, and both of them got tipped. But it's the thing. It's been a work in progress. But Leonard is an excellent screen runner.
Our last one will be from Scott Reynolds.
Coach, Taysom Hill is a unique talent for what he can do, running the ball, throwing it, catching it for New Orleans. You just talked about your scout team. Who plays Taysom Hill for you guys in practice?
It'd be Travis Johnson. He's 6'4", 230, and was a Wildcat quarterback in college. So he'll give us a real good picture.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
That's all for today. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.